We hope you've enjoyed the first half of this evening. Yeah. If you did not email or text message or Facebook post your pictures, we will have a flash drive with every photo that was taken this evening. So I will post those on our website and on Facebook and those sorts of things. So if there's a particular picture you want that you didn't get, please let me know, and we will find it for you because we want you to have your memories of this evening. I hope they're all appropriate. I will see every photo that was taken. All right, and moving on with this evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kiri Taylor-Walls. I graduated in 2004, and I am on the faculty here teaching theater and production workshop, and I'm now the thespian troupe sponsor. Thank you. I get the privilege of introducing our esteemed keynote speaker this evening, Miss Cara Rawlings. I hope that you guys will take a moment. I'm not going to read everything in here, but there's a very, very impressive bio for Cara in this evening's program. If you didn't get one, there are still programs out front if you'd like to take an extra one. Cara is an associate professor of movement and acting in the Department of Theater and Cinema in the School of Performing Arts at Virginia Tech. That's a mouthful, Cara. She is an outstanding professor and performer, and I'm not going to go through all of these things. You can read them, and I'm sure she'll talk about a little bit of them. I was first introduced to Cara as a student. She came and did a workshop here with us at the PPP on stage combat, and it was something that I had never done before, and I just thought it was amazing. And she was excellent at making it all accessible and enjoyable. And I'm so excited to announce that our students are going to have the same experience this second semester of this year. Cara's coming back, and she's going to work with our students. So students, I hope you get to speak with Cara at some point this night before she leaves, so you can get to know her a little bit before the springtime. We are so privileged to have her with us tonight, and we can't wait to hear what she has to share with us. So without further ado, Cara Rawlings, everybody.
Good evening. Thank you to Kiri Waltz and all the Poplar Pike Playhouse faculty and students for hosting this event. It's been great fun. It's exciting to see how the PPP is evolving. I'm honored to be here tonight and grateful that my parents, Carrie and Drinda Rawlings, and my dear friends, Chris Green, Jennifer Smith, Logan Taylor, Taylor Cates, Scott Betts, Ted Horrell. I'm thinking like, oh, I can't see you. Lee Blair. I'm here. Okay, good. Gotcha. Anybody else I missed? I love you guys. Thank you for coming. So when I was asked to talk tonight, I was flooded with so many memories of this place and thoughts about all the ways that this place changed my life. That honestly, I felt a little bit overwhelmed at the idea of making anything intelligible of those images in my head. But finding the story in images is what I do as a movement specialist. So here goes. So I painted sets there. Singing backstage on the mic during Trixie True. House right. Navigating around prop tables down here. Dropping a line as Bonnie in Anything Goes and freaking out for what seemed like 30 minutes until Andy Romine picked up the line. Then picking up Ted Horrell's line that he dropped in The Voice of the Prairie, and later thanking him for the opportunity to redeem myself. The top of my halter dress coming down during Blow Gabriel Blow in Anything Goes was right up there. And I just kept dancing, holding on to it. I was doing this. And for some reason, I didn't realize that I could actually just walk off the stage, fix it, and come right back. I remember dancing in the aisles. Fourth period production, all you guys. Sleeping on the set in the studio during fourth period production with a billion other people. Fighting with Chris Green while editing the Festival of Trees video. Susan Marshall doing my makeup in the library and hanging out with Jennifer Smith during Into the Woods in the library. Chris Parnell, Mr. Parnell, coaching one of my monologues, and it goes on. These are all the images in my head, and tonight has been so much fun to revisit those. But my first memory of this place was right there, where you guys are sitting. It was 1988, eons ago. And I was in 8th grade at Dogwood Elementary, and I saw The Mystery of Edwin Drood, starring Kelly Griffith. And I was sitting next to my mom, and I whispered, "I'm gonna do that." And that was my beginning here at the Playhouse and the beginning of my career. As I sort through all these images, the story that emerges is one that all of us in this room share. It's a story of hard work, of failing, sometimes miserably, and then picking ourselves up and learning the lesson. And it's a story of grit. Now, grit is defined as perseverance and passion to achieve a goal. Scholars and pundits have been writing lately about the woeful state of youth and how they lack grit. Well, they haven't met these guys. That grit is what this place and what theater is about. Theater attracts some of the grittiest people that I've ever met. You wouldn't know it to look at how pretty everybody looks. They say that grit is a personality trait, but I believe it can be cultivated. By what we do here, we can learn to be on time. No, we need to be 15 minutes early. Except for a party, because you need to be fashionably late for a party, so. We learn to check, double check, and check again. One of Brenda Bluestein's sayings. To be prepared, to push through that moment in every rehearsal process, usually just before you go into tech, when you know everything that's going on sucks. And you learn that you're capable of so much more than you thought. That you can achieve excellence. Excellence is not perfection, but excellence. Frank Bluestein built the Poplar Pike Playhouse based on his belief that teenagers were capable of so much more than anyone ever thought and that anyone ever gave them credit for. He held us to the highest standards. So we learned to hold ourselves to that as well. He made this a place of opportunity. Even when we didn't know it at the time, it was still a place of opportunity. I was a sophomore when Mr. B invited David Leong here. And David was a Society of American Fight Directors fight master at the time and still is. And he came here to teach a workshop on this stage. I took that workshop. Then David worked with a few select students to create fight scenes that would be shown to the public. I was not one of those select few. I was jealous of those who were, but I was determined to be included next time. Fast forward 13 years from then, I was choreographing professionally at night and working in a cube during the day in a financial marketing company. And I realized that I had a gift for being able to see the story that people were telling physically and to help them do that through choreography and direction. So I wanted to teach movement. I didn't know how to get to do that. So I thought, okay, I'll be an actor. And so I auditioned for graduate schools. And while I was waiting and sitting in my cube, waiting to hear something from those schools, I suddenly had an image of David Leong with this ponytail on this stage teaching stage combat. And I thought, I wonder what's going on with David Leong. And who knows where that idea came from, but, and so I looked David up on this little thing called the internet, and I found that he was chair of the Virginia Commonwealth University, of their program there, and of the movement pedagogy program. I sent him an email, and I said, you won't remember me, but I worked with you for like a hot second in 19-something, and I said I was a student of Frank Bluestein's, and I'm wondering about your program. And he called me in 15 minutes after I sent that, and he said, I've talked to Frank Bluestein. And he said, you're good. So tell me about yourself. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, you don't want to act. You want to teach movement. And I said, well, yeah, but I don't know how to get to do that. And he said, well, you come here. And so I went there the next week. I flew to Virginia and auditioned, and that was that. I now hold an MFA in movement pedagogy from Virginia Commonwealth University. My experience at VCU via Frank Bluestein opened up opportunities to teach and to travel around the world, to become a professor and a working theater artist. The crazy thing now is that I have the opportunity to come back here in April and teach combat to you guys, just like David did. My life has come full circle, and it all started here, right there. And I'm forever grateful to the Poplar Pike Playhouse for all that opportunity. The most important thing that I learned here is to demand excellence from myself. Over the years, I've learned to recognize my own gifts as an artist and a teacher, as a human being. They were always there, but it took me a long time to own them. It took a long time to understand that though I had high expectations of myself, I was not less than when I did not reach those expectations. I was enough. Right now, you may feel in high school sometimes you don't get that part, things don't happen the way you want it to, and you think I'm not enough. Always remember you are. Recognize the gifts that you were given and polish those. Are you a writer? Do you have the eye of a director or a cameraman, or the rhythm of an editor or a conductor or a musician? Are you a person who's great with numbers and money so that we can all have a stage to stand on? Nothing comes easy. Nothing worthwhile should. I always tell my students in my movement classes, my acting classes, to notice those practices in the work that challenge them, that make them uncomfortable and that are hard to do, and investigate those because that is where they will grow the most. This is cultivating grit. You never know where life will lead. Whether you're a star on stage or not, put in the work. Suit up and show up, and cultivate grittiness so that you're ready to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. You never know what's on the other side. One of my students says, "You do you, Cara." I love that. You do you. So you do the best you, and know that the only way to do that sometimes is to fail, to get back on your feet and fail better next time. That's how we learn. That's how we achieve excellence. And that is the legacy of Poplar Pike Playhouse. Thank you for being here tonight. It's a privilege and an honor to be here with all of you. Happy holidays, and I look forward to coming back in April and seeing you guys again. Thank you.